Good afternoon, and welcome to the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. You already know what time it is. If you don't know, you better ask somebody because we come to bring you some information and some new entertainment coming your way on Tuesday. But nevertheless, welcome to the show, and I hope everybody can hit the share button and invite some people over to the program today. How you doing? How you doing? Just want to take a moment to give you a chance to settle in. Got some topics to talk about and some conversation about what I'm trying to do in 2025. So we can't keep pretending that the year is almost gone and we are sitting home and doing nothing. But we're working very hard to do something about the violence and bullying going on in our community. And of course, I can't do it alone. I don't know nobody that can, but I continue to work solo. I continue to work solo, so don't fear because I'm still here. I'm still here and I'm rocking and rolling. So let me put that up there so it won't disappear again. I keep forgetting it's a lot of buttons you got to pick when you and let me put that up there too, because I got to start, getting some sponsorship. If you like to support, this best of the 757 Community Talk Show, you can send some stars, and that will help with my program. Because the cities don't want to give me anything. Only thing they want to do is try to prevent or take my project and do what they chose to do with it. Because it don't take a rocket scientist to say if what you're doing ain't working, why don't you try something else that will? That's all I know. That's what I've been doing all my life. I continue to work in an area to inform and educate our young people about gun violence. And when you show them that you care and they trust you, they will listen to you. It's all about making sure that they understand what you're all about. You're not there to tell them to feel on nobody. You're not there to tell, hey, you got to tell this and that's what's going on. All you got to do is not to be a part of it. Not to be a part of it. I already raised kids. I've been around kids all my life, educating them and trying to work with them. And I'll be putting some pictures up there later on my page. Like I keep telling people, I got the receipts. It ain't no game with me. See, the only thing about you have to understand about life. People can say 1,000 times about what they're doing and what they're trying to do. If they ain't got no proof, how do you know what they're talking about? Everybody can tell you, hey, I'm this and I'm that. That's not me. I learned a long time ago. That's what reading gets you. That's why the other people have pictures. I don't care if it's good or bad. They got pictures to show you what they're about. They got pictures to let you know, hey, what I'm saying and what I'm going to do, you should already know. You should already know. But what I'm trying to do is make sure that we have a platform that will help educate and give information to the future generation. That's the youth. That's what we need to do. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know about nobody else. I know what I'm doing. And if it don't work, then blame it on me not working hard enough. You have to work hard in this time, because technology is overrunning and overbearing. Some is good and some is bad. And I can't, fault everybody else about what they do or how they go about doing it. When God give you a mission to do, your job is to get it done. He don't blame you if you fail. He blame you for not trying. And I'm a person that's not going to give up on young people. I'm not going to let them feel like they all alone, because that's the problem. They feel alone. They feel like nobody truly cares about them. So I'm here to inform you and let you know, yep, there are some people that do care. And I'm one of them, and I want you to know that for all the young people that's listening, you're in school. Those teachers care about you. They didn't do this just to get a paycheck. They took that career because they wanted to make a difference in the lives of the future. They're training you for the future. And if you don't get the training, pipeline to prison. Let's say it the way it's supposed to be said. That's the pipeline to prison. If you don't pass the 3rd grade, parents, you need to know that. So you can work with your kids and make sure they get the lessons, they get the information, the materials that they need. If they don't pass the 3rd grade, they're already slated to go to prison. that's law. That's law. You know, and you say, well, that can't be true because my son didn't pass 3rd grade. But did he wind up in a special education class? Hello? Did he? Was he put in a special education class? And when he was in a special education class, did he get his work done? Did the teachers work with him to get him out of the special education class? Because once you get there, you stay there until you're about 18 years old. And you know how you know that? Because I was in a special education class. I stayed there till I was 18. As soon as I passed I was in the 3rd grade. And yeah, I passed to the 3rd grade. As soon as I got in the 3rd grade, I went in there 3 weeks. And they came and said, you leave your books, get your book bag and your lunch and come go with me. And you put me in another class. That's what they did. But it wasn't for the teachers the classes that they put me in that saw that, hey, I don't know why they put you here, but if you do the work and the lessons that I prepare for you, I promise you one thing, I will make sure I get you out. And that lady was Mrs. Overton at the Brightening School in Portsmouth, which they tore down later on in life. And that's where the fire station is on Portsmouth Boulevard and Elm Avenue. So when people don't know, when you go through things in life, you know, you don't want to talk about it, you know, and I'm one, I don't have no problem. I don't have to lie about anything that I do or anything I've been through. I'm not going to lie. Don't ask me if you don't want to know. If I date a young lady when I was dating or married, and I'd say, if you want to know, just ask. I ain't got no problem telling the truth. I'm not going to lie on. But see, the thing is when you tell the truth, you're not lying on yourself. See, when people tell you, oh, you lying, I know the truth. So I'm going to tell you the truth. I was brought up in church. You know, my mother always told me, tell the truth about anything. Tell the truth. Don't never tell a lie about anything because it's hard to get out of a lie. You tell one lie, you got to tell another one. So that's why educating young people and talking to them and let them know, always tell the truth. As the old saying is, the truth will set you free. And I like to be free mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Because once you start lying, you got to cover up. You got to tell another one and another and another one. Like I was telling my friend, Melvin Francis from Portsmouth the other day. And I said, you know, I'm the only manager that's ever been arrested in clubs. He said, what? I said, you didn't know that? I'm the only manager, probably in the history. Well, not the only one. I think Bob Fields was arrested, or he was restrained from going to the Broadway when he was running it. You know, that's a lot of technical stuff back then in the day. But I don't think he got arrested. They just removed him. They removed him from the premises because the owner, you know, he was like me, a manager, but he had the power to, you know, to hire, fire, run it accordingly. But I don't know of any other managers that was arrested that ran clubs, you know. But I do know they wanted to remove him from the Broadway one night because we all stood with him when the police said they was going to close the club and remove him. But Bob Fields, you know, like I try to explain, Bob Fields was that's why they call him Mr. Magic. because he was magic. Anywhere he went, you ain't got to worry about nobody not being there. Every club, every short Schumann Hall, long Schumann Hall, Rose Gallery, from here or whatever city or state he was in, it was always packed. If you didn't get there early, sometimes you didn't even get in. You didn't get in. But he was a gentleman and a scholar. He's the one that inspired me. That's where I got my inspiration from, following Bob Fields. I was following him because I was about 19 or 20 when I decided to go out, because we could go out at 18, but I'm like, I don't want to go nowhere. I'm shy. People like, you shy? All the talking you do. That's why I talk so much, because I'm shy. If I wasn't shy, I wouldn't be talking. But we went to Short Schumann Hall. Man, Bob had his crew there. They was jamming. I'm like, whoa. That's what I'm talking about, because I'm a dancer. I like to dance. Couldn't stay off the dance floor. I got some pictures I'm going to put up. Well, I got some pictures, not of me dancing, but when I used to go to Short Schumann Hall, follow Bob Fields. Hey, if Bob Fields was there, I'm there. I'm there, And my friends, it was about 16 to 20 of us. We call our B-U-G, bugs, and we used to go to different places. Everywhere Bob was, Winky the Hitman, may they rest in club heaven, because I know Bob is in, there, Winky the Hitman, Master Blaster, all these people that, that I looked up to, learn a lot from. So when people don't understand that, everybody sees someone that they want to emulate. And Bob, he was a showman. He dressed, he was the baddest dressing cat out there. I'm just telling you, you thought he was at a concert. Sometimes he might go change 2 or 3 times right at the club and come out with a different suit on. But I'm telling you, Bob Fields was the man. And I ain't letting his legacy die because people don't want to talk about everybody else is famous. I ain't famous. I'm just a historian. I'm just the person that let people know, hey, there's no DJ could ever beat Bob Fields. No manager in the 757 can beat Bob Fields, Harry Bonner, Winky the Hitman, and Winfred Sanford. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. All those names I just mentioned, I learned from them. And so did others, like Tony Freeman, Gary Foster, the DJs that managed clubs and played in clubs, So when people don't understand how many black clubs that we used to have, and they all will be packed, people don't even understand. They don't understand. And they'd have minimized us to have maybe 1 or 2 places we can go. And then they changed the city codes so you can just dance by your table. Dance by the table. You don't even know what you have to go through. I know what I went through. Like I said, when I told my friend, and Melvin's been my friend for over 30 or 40 years, Melvin Francis. When I told him, he like, I ain't never heard you been arrested. So, bro, yeah, they tried to put me in jail for 7 years. Every city I went into, they all down behind me trying to put me in jail. From Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Chesapeake. The only city that never bothered me was where I was born at, and that's Portsmouth, Virginia. When I started at the Blue Hawaii in Mid-City Shopping Center, it was because I was in the bowling league, and my bowling league hired me to DJ for the banquet party. And the owner of Blue Hawaii, his name was Peter Lowe. He asked me would I stay back and play for his staff when they closed up and finished cleaning up. He would pay me. And that's what I did. And I stayed back, and he said, we're going to test out. I'm not going to charge you anything because you allowed me to let my equipment stay here. And because the guy that had a van, he didn't come back and get me. And I had to pick it up on Monday. So he said, how you like this place back here? I said, man, I like this. I never been here. This first time I'm being, this is pretty. He said, how would you like to rent it? I said, rent it. I said, well, depending on how much it is. And he said, well, for this room, I get anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 to do parties, weddings, anniversaries, whatever celebration it is. That's what I normally get for this room. And it holds about 200 to 300 people. Okay. Man, I said, I rented a place one time and it cost me, that was Short Schumann Hall when I first started, you know, because everybody say I would never get a crowd. And I did it. And thank goodness the crowd showed up. And he said, I said, I don't have that kind of money. He said, because of you, what you done, I'll work a deal out with you. I'll work a deal where you'll be able to afford to rent it. If you want to rent it once a week or every weekend, I'll work a deal out. And he did. And as I explained to Melvin, ain't nobody in the history ever had that deal but me. They can say what they want. Nobody never had the blue or white doing a dance because I was the only one that did it. You know, then because I was doing it, I was able to secure the over in Newport News in the over there in the shopping center where the Blue Hawaii was. It was possible that Chester Benton and them got that one because it wasn't for me. They couldn't have got it because I authorized. He asked me about it. See, people don't understand when I do things, and the people that hire events and places, they ask me, what do you think? Do you think I should? You know, I say he works at the radio station WREP and stuff, and he knows my brother. And he said, if you think I should do it, I would do it. And that's what he did. He didn't ask no more questions after that. Everybody don't understand what I do. People come to me and ask questions. And if I say, you know, give them a good recommendation, that's how they get places. But I can't tell people nothing, but because they know everything. Like I get today, I don't argue with nobody. I try to explain what God gives a man, no man can take it away. I know who I am, but do you know who you are? This is what our young people are dancing with today. All you got to do is talk to them. If you have to talk to them one-on-one, if you inspire them or motivate them by talking to them, by telling them the truth, they will listen. And they will try their best to not let you down. I know because I done talked to kids mostly all my life. And they never try to let me down. And that's why I continue today. Use my own money if I can't get it. But that's why I invented the Real Adventures of CAPTAIN85 coloring book. The coloring book is to raise money so that I can go throughout the neighborhoods, communities, or churches with my program. If they cannot afford it, that I'm trying to find sponsors that will help me to sponsor it. And if you would like to sponsor it, I'm going to start a GoFund to raise money to do just that. Because no man is an island unto himself. I don't have deep pockets. If I did, I never asked anybody for nothing when I had money because I spent my own money doing what I do in the community. And I've been doing it just as long as I've been a DJ. I took my own money. I hired people at the same I have to do now. The coloring book is one thing, but to hire my staff that I need to facilitate and it's not just a coloring book. It's an educational book. It's an educational book. And the staff I have to have teachers or people that have degrees in psychology, and I have to pay them. You know, we have to stop this stuff that we supposed to do something free. I mean, if I choose to work free, I do it. I do that when I choose to do it and try to help people to get them to understand. You know, somewhere along the way, you have to pay. And if you can't afford to pay, it's one thing. But when you have a job and you're spending money in all that you want to do, and after 8 or 9 years and you done gave up on your dream, but you spend money in going to the clubs, buying your bottles, and you got to look good. You got to impress. But somebody got to know who you are. That takes lip service. It's called marketing and advertising in the real world. Marketing and advertising, because that's what I do. I'm a marketer and advertiser. I'm a promoter. And if you want to pay me to promote your business, your brand, your products, your services, that's what I do. And I've been successful at it, whether or not you know it or not. You say, well, why ain't you in a club? Well, see, the thing is, when I run a club, I run a club. I don't take orders once I take a contract. I run it the way I want to run it. And there's only one way I run things, and that's the right way. You got rules and regulations that the city give you. Some people want to break those rules and regulations to get $1. I ain't doing that. If I can't bring in the revenue, then hire somebody else. But I'm not going to stand there and break the law. How are you going to say you're a religious person and you breaking the law? I go to church. I ain't breaking no law for nobody. I might bend it, but I ain't going to break it. The law is the law. The law of the land. ABC rules and regulations. Health department rules and regulations. Police department rules and regulations. You got a lot of people to you have to answer to when you run a business. You ain't just running your business. This is my business. I do what I want to do. Well, you don't need me. You don't need me. It's your business. See, when I come in here, it ain't your business. It's my business. I have to run it if it was my business because I got to protect your interests. I can't let things go on that other managers did or you thought you were doing right, but it was wrong, and you want me to do what you were doing. Well, you don't need me. You be here. I'm not going to jail. That's why people don't understand is I'm going to jail when I take on a club. I'm tired of the stress. Doing all that stuff. I got diabetes. And my doctor told me at the time, if you keep going, you're going to be dead. My glucose was 768. You know what the chart is for diabetes? About 3-something. Mine was double. I couldn't even leave her office. I had to sit there for 2 hours after taking medication to see if it would come down. But I know that's my story. But it's the truth. I turned down managing clubs. I love the DJ. That's the only reason I managed, because they didn't want to pay me to DJ. They feel like I can get 2 for the price of 1. If you DJ, I'll throw an extra few dollars in there. And I'm really about making money. So it sounded good to me. You know, I had a staff, I had assistant managers, I had head of security. All I do is just do this. I point. That's all I had to do in the manager to make sure everything was running smoothly. If you've been to the clubs that I manage, been to the clubs I DJ in, you would know by how long I stayed open. How long I stayed open. And most of the clubs I went to manage or to DJ, they were closing their doors because they didn't have the money to continue to pay for the overhead and the staff and the debt they had already accumulated within a year's time. So people don't know. Everything looks, like they say, everything that shines ain't gold. I can make it look like it's gold, but in the long run, you're going to close your doors. I don't like to fail. I would not take on a task working with young people if I was going to fail. I hear people saying it's all about the money. Well, in Virginia, in the 757, it's about their money. It's about I'm in charge. I've been offered to come to other cities and states. See, that's what people don't know. I keep trying to tell people, you think I just do something to do lip service. I've been working in the communities and cities in other states, and I got the receipts for it. That's the thing. I have receipts. When I went to broadcasting school to get my FCC license, and when I passed, I already had a job offered 2 weeks after I graduated, but I came down here to see my kids and was offered a job at a gospel station when Milton Reed gave me the job. He was the owner of the Journal and Guide and WZAM. And he said, when can you come in? I said, when do you need me? He said, how about tomorrow at 2 o'clock? But come in at like 1:30 and I'll teach you how to use the board. And that's what he did. I made a few mistakes because how you going to get me, come up behind me and give me a note over my back with all this stuff written on it? You talk about read this. And I'm like, what am I reading? I got the mic on and he walks out. And I started, he listening because you monitor the station by listening to the radio, on a radio. And he come running out, what are you reading? What are you reading? Cut that mic off. I said, what you handed me. And he looked at it and said, I told you to read this. No, you didn't. You told me to read this. You handed it to me. And with all that writing on it, how I supposed to know what you wanted me to read? You left out. Then he came back and apologized. Because, hey, I ain't arguing with nobody. I came looking, like I tell people, the only person that can't get a job is a person that don't want to work. I ain't never been turned down from a job. I'll stay there as long as I'm good. You ain't bother me. You ain't interfere with me thinking. Because when I take a job, you're going to tell me everything in writing. Tell me what I need to do, what I don't need to do. And that's what I'm going to go by. I ain't asking no more questions after that. We can have meetings. We can discuss things. If something ain't working, then we can talk about it. But let me explain something to you. Let me explain this. If everything that you knew was working, why you hiring me? Why your club ain't making no money? Why I sit here empty? Everybody got something to say, got 2 cents worth to say when now people come into your building. See, people have to understand what I do. I'm a spiritual person. The Bible said, where he leads you, I will follow. So when I take on any type of task, I pray. I go in a building when it's empty, and I pray that God bless, secure this place to be a safe environment. That's what I do. But what I got to tell y'all, y'all know more than me. I'm not no saint. Don't get it wrong, man. I'm not a saint. I ain't, I'm not a person that ain't never made a sin or committed a sin. But I also pray and ask God to forgive me. Temptation is real. Some you can fight and some is sometimes irresistible. But then sometimes you catch yourself and say, is it written in scripture? Is it better for a man to gain the whole world than to lose his soul? I ain't losing my soul because there ain't nothing on this planet more precious, more valuable than your soul. And if you don't know, you better ask some of those people that's sitting in hell today, because you don't die. See, your body dies. Your spirit never dies. Your energy. That's what God, when Jesus came here, that's why he tried to tell you. It's in the Bible. If you read it, ask the preacher. Ask your pastor. He can tell you you don't die. So when you're dead, the only time you die is when God puts you somewhere that you ain't coming back. You ain't dead. You just ain't gonna come back to earth. But I'm not trying to indoctrinate people, because when you talk about religion, politics, it's like you indoctrinating people. You're trying to tell people nothing. No, it's a book called the Bible. And God told you himself, don't let no man tell you about me. Read it for yourself. I'm not trying to tell you about anything. I'm telling you it's in the book. It's called the Holy Bible. You have to read it for yourself. But the most important thing is you're reading for knowledge. But you have to pray to your Heavenly Father for the knowledge, give you the wisdom to use the knowledge that you just read. Anything that you do is a religion. If you're watching this right now, or any video is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Messenger, TikTok, that's a religion. You do it every day. You do it every 10 or 15 minutes. That's what a religion is. Anything that you do over and over again. I ain't even got to talk about religion. I can just talk about anything. If you wash your car every Saturday, that becomes a religion or ritual. If you cook every day when you get home and you prepare a meal for your family or yourself, that's a religion. There's nothing new under the sun other than people not understanding what life is. If you learn to read, learn to listen, and most of all, ask questions. That's why we got some talented young people today. I was just looking at a video. The girl wasn't number 13. I couldn't even speak like that, and I'm 73. I'm 60 years older than she was. She was laying it out. I think I posted on my Facebook page. Man, she was laying the city council people out. I mean, the school board, whoever it was. She articulated so well, made me want to go get 3 jobs just to put her through college. But we got to show our young people we love them. This is the most important thing right here. That right there is the most precious thing on the planet. And you might say, well, you just saying that because you don't know. No, that's what I know. And that's courtesy. That picture is courtesy of the Men of Valor on Facebook. Men of Valor. I took that from their Facebook page, and I just want to let you know I didn't make this one. That's the Men of Valor. So check them out. They do a lot of educational stuff in the community. But this I took because the lady in the back, that's Serena Mann. She's the credit doctor of VA, and she also runs a daycare center, Heavenly Heart Daycare Center in Portsmouth. She invited me to come and be a part of her campaign and talk to the kids at the library over in Chesapeake. And that's what I did. I dressed up as my character and I went to support her and the kids. And I had a great time. Great time with the kids. And I also had them over to the college at Old Dominion WODU Studios. That's how I had invited her over, and I told her to bring some of the kids so they can get the experience of being on radio. And man, those kids were so articulated. Man, I mean, I just had them over there several times. And not only them, I mean, I had other students right here. They all didn't come to the studio. This is my son that's standing next to me, Alexander, and my wife is down below. His best friend is on this side. This best friend is his. This is my son next to my other son. This is my youngest son next to me. Adam is my oldest, one of my oldest sons. And that was when Alexander and his friend, they went to the comedy club to perform. And we went there to support them. And those are the people that supported them at the show at the Funny Bone. It's all about support. It's all about showing love. And that's what I try to do when it comes to my young people. Now, this is my son today. He's in the military. That was when he took him to the recruiting office. That was the day he left to go in the military. He's been there going on over 2 years. He's very smart, very capable. He's also back in school while he's in the military to get his college degree, and also taking pilot lessons to learn how to fly a plane. It's all about support. If you support young people, they will rise to the occasion. You don't have to beat kids. You do have to punish them every now and then, or threaten to punish them, like taking away something that they like, not letting them go. And I didn't let my kids go hang in the street. And him right there, I wouldn't even let him walk to 7-Eleven. And it was only a block or two away from the house. No, I'll take you to 7-Eleven as soon as I finish what I'm doing. I'll take you to 7-Eleven, or I'll take you to a game store. If you did great, got good grades, whatever game you want, I'll buy it. That was what I did to make sure he got his homework straight, and that's what he did. He got his homework done. Sometimes the teacher did call and say, your son hasn't turned in his homework. And I said, Alexander, what did I say? If the teacher called here, what I was going to do. He said, Dad, I got it. I'm going to have my homework turned in on time. I said, okay. How's that? She says, due tomorrow. It was already due last week. Now she's calling and let you know if you don't have it, you're going to fail a class. Dad, I'm not going to fail. Okay. He got it in on time, got a good grade. And like he said, he's not going to fail. He never failed a class. He never failed when he was going to school. What you say is projector is Alice. I'm talking to you.
Yes.
What was Alexander's score?
What, when he was little?
Yes.
He scored 92% smarter than all the children in the state of Virginia.
He scored a 92% score, higher than anybody in Virginia. Not Virginia Beach, not Norfolk, in the state of Virginia. So when you challenge young people to do the right thing, they will do it. All you got to do is show them love. I couldn't afford to buy everything when I retired from the clubs, but I still try to make sure he got the things that he wanted when I was working in the clubs. I could afford to do things and, give my kids the things because it wasn't about me. I just love to go to work. I love to help the community. Most of my money went to doing just that. But my son had a 92% higher than anybody in the state of Virginia. And I didn't even know it. That's why I always have to ask my wife what was when he took the test. I know he got a letter from President Obama when he was at the second grade.
think so.
Yeah, the second grade. So when people truly, sometimes, I know when he was small and little, I mean, I went and looked for my keys to go to work, and I couldn't find them. And I thought my wife had them, and she said, "I ain't seen your keys. You left them. You know, you always leaving them." He had woke up while we were asleep, went out to the car, and tried to get in the car. And he was asleep, and I go outside. Something told me to go outside to the car, see that I leave them in there, and they stick it in the car door. And then when he woke up, I'm like, "Alexander, did you try to go out there to the car?" You know, but there's so many things that kids use their imagination. That's what you have to understand. You have to talk to them as if they're little adults, because they are. They're little adults looking for guidance from big adults. I can't tell you how much I love kids, but I won't turn my back on not just mine. I won't turn my back on your kids. Thanksgiving is come and gone. He wasn't able to come home for Thanksgiving, but hopefully he'll be here for Christmas. And that's the important thing we have to understand about kids. Kids didn't ask to be born. No child on this planet, you, your husband, aunts and uncles, ain't neither one of y'all asked to be born. All you ask for is to be loved. The only thing that any child asks for is love. They don't ask to be yelled and screamed at. They don't ask to be hit upside the head, bust in the jaw. When they got to go out in the street and try to fight all that stuff off every day. We're losing too many lives. And that 4-letter word right there, that 4-letter word right there is the most powerful word on the planet. Love. We don't have to raise our voices. We don't have to threaten. Only thing we have to do is explain to them the consequences of their actions. Because I don't make the rules. I know rules are made to be broken, but not in our neighborhood. Rules are not made to be broken. So if you don't get young people to understand by showing them love, how are you going to change them? I watch the news every single day and night. And all I see is our kids are dying. Other kids killing other kids. Men's killing kids. Got guns. I have a right to bear arms. Well, you're not being, why you got a gun laying around for a kid to pick up? Oh, because he's supposed to know better. And you a grown person? Apparently, you don't know better to leave it out. You don't know better to get angry and go use it. I got a gun. Somebody make me mad, I'm going to blow their head off. Somebody do something to me, I got something for them. And that's why you go to jail. Ain't no pity party. You going to jail if you use a gun. A gun ain't solve nothing. A gun doesn't solve a problem. You want to use a gun? Join the police force. Well, then again, same thing there. Go in the military. Yeah, military. When they send you off to war and somebody really shooting at you, somebody really trying to take your life. What part you don't understand? Go join the military. Oh, they'll train you and pay you. It's for the love of the country. But you won't love your own kids, your own brothers and sisters. What I do for kids. If I don't get no help, it ain't gonna stop me. I came here with nothing. I'll leave this earth with nothing. But my books will be on sale if you like to purchase. You know, leave it in the comments. Say, I'm interested in purchasing books. Next month, January, I will start taking orders for this book. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, it's about 10 or 20 or however many you want. But sponsors, I'm looking at that want to buy 10 books. You say, why 10 books? Because if you're a sponsor, I let this go to a school or a recreation center and have my director have someone come there for an hour and some other things, but it'll be because your business sponsored it. Your business is going to get the credit for it. That's all I'm trying to do. One hand washes the other. Your business, if you want them to come there and hold a class, we'll do that too. But each child should have their individual book. And I'm saying 10 or 12 books, I can do it. The other proceeds will be paying for the director and those that are doing a job to get paid. We have to do more than just sit around and say, well, this is going to happen this way and that way. I don't make the rules. But I tell you this, I'm not going to let the rules stop me from keeping a kid from entering the pipeline to prison. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. People are like, all you're trying to do is make money. What is that for? A person that runs the recreation center tell a person like me that. And he's getting money from my taxes that I'm paying. He's not on that city. He's not running a recreation center because they love him. He's getting a check. Why don't you go get a job somewhere else and say that? You can't stop me from doing what I do because you're not the one that sent me. You can slow me down. Don't you know the enemy can slow you down? But he can never stop what God has given you to do. Oh, no, that's not going to happen. That's why he's God. And that's why I do what I do. And this is my character. I'll be bringing him along at some activities and events for young people so they can get an autograph poster and a picture with the character. It's not about me. It's about your kids. It's about your nieces and nephews. Why is everybody trying to tell me all I'm trying to do is make money? I don't know nobody that's got a business don't want to make money. I don't know nobody that opened up a business and ain't got no money and you think they're going to be in. They'll tell you, well, you can get a business loan, you can get a business loan, you can get a business loan. Business loan ain't going to make you no money if you don't know what to do with it. Do they tell you when you take those courses and classes? How long does it take an Afro-American to be successful in business? You got everything in place, everything you need. So how long is it going to take you to stay in business? How you going to make it? Do you take a salary when are you on payroll? And if you put yourself on payroll, that means you're taking part of that money until money come in. Did they tell you it takes you 3 to 3.5 years before you can see a profit? 3 to 3.5 years. And I've been doing this for over 50 years. I ain't seen a profit yet. That's why I have to keep reinventing the wheel. because I said I wasn't going back to manage clubs. But I will be doing some special events to raise money as a DJ. And I hope you support that. And that brings me to the Captain 85 2025 reunion party. A lot of people have showed interest, over 100. You know, if I can get to 300 to 500 people, then I know it's a go. But I can't do it alone because I don't have deep pockets. When I go to people asking for donations and stuff, I usually get check back with me later. And then when I check back with the answer, they ain't answered the phone. But never fear. God said I'm still here. I'm just showing you who your friends are. See, you have to understand when God tell you to do something, he also tell you, I'm going to show you who your friends are to see if they're going to support you. Those that smile in your face, if you knew how many people I didn't help in life, I should not have to worry about anything. But I'm one that don't really like asking people even for a donation. I'm used to giving, but it's hard for me to ask. Even when people offer, most of the time I turn it down. I don't take it. But at this point in stage in life, because of medical conditions, I don't have the luxury of having extra cash because it makes a dash. Going to doctors, going here, going there. But I ain't going to stop what I'm doing. Even Joe got sick. He was a wealthy man. Land, everything, animals, wives and daughters. But his wife came to him and said, look at you. You can't even get out of bed. You need to cuss your God and die. And the old gospel song, Joe turned and looked at his wife and said, you sound foolish. You don't sound like a wife, because I'm going to wait right here until my change comes. I'm waiting. God don't make mistakes when we give up. We give up on God, but God don't give up on us. He's just showing you the road you on. Maybe you need to change directions because the people that you surround yourself with ain't lifting a finger. But like I keep telling people, I don't depend on my friends. I depend on God. So as long as I'm depending on God, I'm good. That's the way I look at it. I only have one person to answer to, and that's Jesus Christ. He's the one that gave it all. He came down here from heaven, gave his life, and died on the cross. But what can I tell you? Like I tell people, you know more than me. All I can tell you is I'm doing my thing for the Lord. And I'm trying to work out my soul salvation. The devil try to stop me. Something try to stop me. But I'm going to keep on doing my thing. That's all I can tell you. I can tell you what you don't want to know. I can tell you what you need to know. But one thing for sure, I can tell you. I can't make the choices for you. But I can tell you this. If you learn to believe and trust in God, if you learn to love, he'll see you through because he's all about love. That's what God is about. He's all about love. I can't hate you. I might get upset, but hate is not in my vocabulary. Because if I get that way, I'm just going to move myself away from you. I don't argue with people. I never do. People will force you to argue, but you can't force me. I'm going to tell you what I have to say. If you don't like it, that's on you. But after that, I'm moving on. We ain't going to have no more conversation. Why? Because I did what my spirit told me to do. I came to you and I explained to you what I'm trying to do. I spend my own money because it's not my money. It's what God allowed me to get. Whatever I have, God allowed me to get it. So I'm in debt to God, to the bank. But God is first. Everything else, a car, a house, that's responsibilities. But I'm in debt to one person, and that's Jesus Christ. And children is the only thing God came here for. That's why he died. He came here to tell you. But at the end of the day, like I tell people, when you see Jesus and he got a child on his knee, who you think he came for? He's already told you who he came for. Why? Because they're the future generation. If you don't train them to grow up the right way, you ain't gonna make it till an adult. What part you don't understand? Our kids are dying because you looking at it the wrong way. Oh, you came to save me. Look at me. I got a suit on. I got a brand new car in the house. Man, God is blessing me. And your next door neighbor, son got killed. 4 or 5 people on your block, kids got killed. And God is saying, well, you got all that, but what about the kids? What about the kids? I've been listening to these sad stories ever since I was a child. Watching people pat themselves on the back and the kids are dying. If you look around, see how many people are crying. That's all you got to do. You can listen to them, but how many people are crying? How do you lose a child? I get upset because my child leaves to move to another state or city. I'm already crying. I just lost one of my children in June. My daughter at 40 years old. 40 years old. She raised 7 kids. Her daughter's now 16. The rest of them are grown. And they're very well. Doing very well. I got great grandkids. Great grandkids, hardworking and dedicated. I got sons and daughters. Great kids. Work hard, support each other, and work in the school systems, work in running businesses, and most of all, whatever they can do to help somebody along the way, they do that too. But I'm only one. All my life, my mother and father were sharecroppers. My dad was born in 1917. My mother was 90-some years old when she passed. And my dad was 90. And he was younger than my mother. My mother was a Cherokee. My great-grandmother was a full-blooded Cherokee who married a white man. We weren't brought up to hate people. My mother never once say hate anybody. She just said, there's some white people you can't trust. If they ask you to go somewhere, make sure you don't go. When I came from Portsmouth, when I was a child, you couldn't stand on the street corner, crossing the street on Goswood one time, then they changed it to Portsmouth Boulevard, without people spitting on you, driving by. So people can't tell me about racism. They can't tell me we're the only family on that side of Chestnut Street and Portsmouth Boulevard, right in front of the commissary, and right down the street was all white. We was the only family on that side of the street because we had a field between us. And the kids would come down there and play when they was 5 and 6 years old. And their grandparents will look for them, the grandmother, and they come down there like, she came all the way down there and saw that they was down there playing with us. She said, "Oh, I didn't know what the grandkids was. Okay, y'all got to come home now." On the way back, she was tearing that butt up. So don't let me catch you down there no more. Don't let you see you at that house no more. Next week, they right back. They must love getting whippings because you ain't got to hit me but one time. I'm done. You know, they just wanted somebody to play with. And most people don't even understand what slavery was. Don't you know when our ancestors was in slavery, the black kids was toys for the white kids. We played with them. They played with us like we was their toys. Come on, I want to go over here. I want to go over here. You come on, Larry, and go with me. Oh, I'm going to tell my mother. I know when I started going to school, to junior high at Harry Hunt, I'm always by myself. I go out, I'm on the swings and I'm singing. You know, I like to sing gospel music. And they would come over. Some of the white kids said, "You singing gospel music?" I said, "Yeah." "Would you be out here tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah." "If I bring you a nickel, would you sing to us?" "I don't mind if I'm out here. You don't have to pay me to sing. I just like singing." That's what I do. Anywhere I go, from here to New York, when I was a teenager, working for the high school, working. Same thing. I was working in Harlem, being in the park. People come over like, "Hey, is that gospel you singing? You're not from up here." "No, I'm from." "Where you from?" "Virginia." Yeah. You down south. Yeah, they do a lot of that down there. But that's all I got to say. My time is over. I try to stop on time, but sometimes I overrun 2 or 3 minutes. But I just like to tell you my story, because if I don't tell you my story, somebody else will. But until next week. Oh, and I had a special guest coming up Tuesday. Let me do that. I should have done it early. This young lady here, right here, she will be my guest this Tuesday. She used to sing with the SOS band. That's right. That's right. She used to sing with the SOS band. And she will be my guest this Tuesday from 12 to 1. Her name is Mary Davis. That was a picture of her. I forgot the young man's name now, but it'll come back to me. But he's a gospel singer. And she just informed me she's going to be releasing a gospel song. So she will be here this Tuesday from 12 until 1. And her name is Mary Davis. She sung with the SOS band. And this is her picture. Yes, she still sings. She's going to be doing gospel. And we will be talking over the phone lines. And like I said, I want you to pass the word and be a part of the conversation. She will be here this Tuesday on the Best of the 757 Community Talk Show. Well, it's been fun. I got to run. I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and I hope that I can get you to download the app from the Apple Store. This is the app, what it looks like. You go to the Apple Store and download it. Until the next time we meet, to the next time we greet. This has been fun. Captain 85.